The strongest prison on the earth has no walls, no locks, and no guards. Yet millions willingly live inside it every single day. It's built from a simple sentence we have heard since childhood. What will people say? And without realizing it, many spend their entire lives decorating a cage they were never meant to live in. I am K.R. Goswami, psychologist and best-selling author. Let me share today some views how you can escape the invisible prison of other people's opinions. So let us begin. Every morning, countless people wake up wearing invisible masks, not because they don't know who they are, but because they are terrified of being seen as they truly are. They choose careers they never wanted. They stay in relationships that quietly drain them. They silence dreams before anyone else has the chance to criticize them. And the strange part, most of the people they are trying to desperately to impress are too busy worrying about what others think of them. Human beings are wired from belonging. Thousands of years ago, being rejected by the tribe meant danger. Today, rejection usually means nothing more than an uncomfortable conversation. Yet, our mind still reacts as if our survival depends on approval. That is why a single criticism can erase the joy of 10 compliments, not because criticism is powerful, but because we have handed it authority over our identity. And that is where exhaustion begins, not from working too hard, but from living two lives. One life belonging to our hearts, the other belongs to our audience. One whispers, "This is who I am." Other constantly asks, "Will they approve?" No one can carry two identities forever. Eventually, one breaks. Here is something few people realize. When you explain yourself to anyone, you slowly disappear. Every unnecessary justification is a tiny surrender of your peace. Every argument you didn't need to win steals time from the life you could have been building. The people who truly change the world rarely waste energy convincing everyone. They build, they learn, they improve, then their work speaks in a language arguments never can. Silence isn't weakness. Sometimes silence is confidence, confusing to beg for permission. And solitude, people fear being alone because they mistake solitude for loneliness. But solitude is often where the loudest voices finally become quiet enough for your own voice to be heard. It's where borrowed dreams fall away. It's where your real life begins introducing itself. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack your entire life. One day, someone asks, "What's inside?" You open it. There is no money, no success, no memories, only expectations. Parents' expectations, friends' expectations, society's expectations, strangers' opinion. All this time, you weren't carrying your life. You were carrying everyone else's version of it. Real freedom does not arrive the day everyone approves of you. That day never comes. Freedom begins the moment your self-worth no longer depends on applause. When your value comes from your discipline instead of attention, your character instead of compliments, your growth instead of validation. The noise outside becomes quieter than the voice within. And for the first time, you stop asking, "Who do they want me to become?" You finally ask, "Who have I been all along?" One day, people will forget your explanations. They will forget your arguments. They won't even remember your mistakes, but you will remember the years you have traded your authenticity for acceptance. Don't let that become your greatest regret, my friends. Because the most beautiful moment in the person's life isn't when the world finally notices them. It's when they stop needing the world to. Sometimes the door of the prison was never locked. You only had to stop asking for permission to walk out. Remember, the strongest prison isn't built with walls. It is built with other people's opinion. Every unnecessary explanation is a small surrender of your peace. The loudest voice you will ever discover is the one you hear in genuine solitude. Your worth grows through discipline, not through applause. And lastly, freedom begins the moment your identity stops renting space in other people's mind. Thank you very much. Have a great day.